Εξοχότατε κύριε Πρέσβη, κύριε Πρόεδρο, κυρία Διευθύντρια, αγαπητοί φίλες και φίλοι, καλημέρα σας. Εγώ ονομάζομαι Roderick Beaton και είμαι ο Πρόεδρος του Διευθυντικού Συμβουλίου της Βρετανικής Σχολής Αθηνών. Και έτσι, ας είμαι ο πρώτος και είμαι βέβαιος ότι δεν θα είμαι ο τελευταίος, να ευχαριστήσω εκ μέρους όλων μας τις θερμές ευχαριστίες στον Πρόεδρο της Εθνικής Βιβλιοθήκης της Ελλάδος, κύριε Σταύρο Ζουμπουλάκη, και τους συναδέλφους του, το προσωπικό εδώ στη Βιβλιοθήκη, για την εξαίρετη φιλοξενία του τόπου και του Ιδρύματός τους. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Roderick Beaton. I'm chair of the Council of the British School at Athens, and it's my pleasure to be the first, and I'm sure not the last, to express our deep thanks on behalf of all of us to the chairman of the National Library of Greece, Mr. Stavros Zumboulakis, for the marvellous hospitality of this splendid building where we find ourselves and where we will spend the next 3 days. Δεν θα πω τίποτα άλλο, εκτός έχετε μπροστά σας το πρόγραμμα. Θα μιλήσω με σειρά ο κύριος Πρέσβης του Ηνωμένου Βασιλείου, κύριο Μάθιου Λότζ, η κυρία Ρεμπέκα Sweetman, Διευθύντρια της Σχολής μας, και ο τρίτος και καλύτερος, τι να σας πω, ο Σταύρος ο Ζουμπουλάκης, εκ μέρους της Εθνικής Βιβλιοθήκης της Ελλάδος. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. The running order is in the program. First up will be His Excellency Mr. Matthew Lodge, the Ambassador of the United Kingdom in Greece, then the Director of the British School at Athens, Rebecca Sweetman, and finally the President of the Supervisory Council of the National Library of Greece, Mr. Stavros Zumboulakis. Σας ευχαριστώ όλους, κύριε Πρέσβη. Έχετε το λόγο.
Thank you, Roddy, very much. Good morning, everybody. Kalimera ke kalos ilthate. Allow me to extend myself a warm welcome to the opening of this week's international conference on Philhellenism and the Greek Revolution of 1821 towards a global history, brought to us through a collaborative partnership between the British School at Athens, the National Library of Greece, and the Stavros Niarchos Foundation Cultural Centre. It's a great pleasure and an honour indeed to be able to offer a few words of welcome today. Before I go on, however, let me pause for just a moment. As we gather here in this wonderful setting, looking forward to what I'm confident will be some stimulating discussions and reflections on the past and how that past shapes and informs our present, we should perhaps reflect on those who are no longer with us. Our heartfelt condolences go out to all those mourning the loss of loved ones following the tragic train accident at Tembe on the night of the 28th of February. And we remember also the director of the National Library of Greece, Dr. Philippos Tsimpoglou, who passed away on the 2nd of February. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference marks the 200th anniversary of the founding of the London Greek Committee, an association of British parliamentarians, intellectuals, and prominent public figures intended to promote the cause of the Greek Revolution in the United Kingdom. The London Greek Committee was founded on the 28th of February, 1st of March, 1823, and the archive of the committee was gifted to the Greek state in 1924 and is now housed here in the National Library of Greece. As you will all know well, of course, Lord Byron was a prominent member of the London Greek Committee, and for those of you who have visited the British Embassy residence in Kolonaki, or who perhaps saw the Benaki Museum's excellent exhibition 1821 before and after, you will know that we are very fortunate to have that splendid Thomas Phillips portrait of Lord Byron on display, although actually it's not on display at the moment, but will be again shortly. This conference forms part of a research project undertaken by the British School at Athens, Unpublished Archives of British Philhellenism During the Greek Revolution of 1821, which has been generously funded by the Stavros Niarchos Foundation. We are enormously grateful for that support. This BSA project, running from 2021 to 2024, will make publicly available in digital form for the first time the archives of two influential British Philhellenes who took part in the 1821 revolution. George Finlay, authoritative historian of the conflict, and Captain Frank Abney Hastings, naval commander and strategist who, of course, gave his life fighting for Greece in 1828. We're very fortunate that the principal investigator on the project and also the principal organizer of this conference is Dr. Michalis Sotiropoulos. Michalis, thank you. Who holds the position of the 1821 Fellow in Modern Greek Studies at the British School, and Michalis is ably assisted by the BSA archivist Ms. Amalia Kakisis, archive assistant Felicity Crow, and other BSA staff. And of course, the academic advisor to the project is none less than Professor Roderick Beaton, also chair of the trustees of the BSA. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you. The project is carried out in collaboration with the National Library of Greece, and Dr. Sotiropoulos has been working alongside library staff on the first in-depth scholarly study of the archive of the London Greek Committee housed here. As we know, cooperation between the United Kingdom and Greece goes back to the 1820s, and the activities of those British Philhellenes who supported the revolution. I'm delighted to say, for all the considerable changes and developments over the intervening 200 years, this spirit of cooperation and partnership lives on in the collaboration between scholars based in our two countries and elsewhere around the world. And the conference will bring together those individuals over the next 3 days to share their knowledge and ideas on the remarkable historical phenomenon that we call Philhellenism, and to try to understand it in its global context. So what better ambassadors can we have for our future as we seek to understand and learn from the past? I wish you all an enjoyable and stimulating conference, and I'm only rather sorry, having looked at the programme, that I won't be able to stay throughout all of the proceedings myself, because I'm sure they will be fascinating. Please let me hand over now to my distinguished friend and colleague, Professor Rebecca Sweetman, Director at the British School in Athens. Καλή συνέχεια.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Ambassador, for your warm words and inspiring introduction. Ambassador, distinguished guests and colleagues, it's wonderful to add my welcome to that of the Ambassador. And in fact, many of the themes that he's been picking up on are themes that I would like to also mention in terms of the work of the BSA, in terms of cooperation, partnership, and collaboration. This conference marks the midway point of an important collaborative project between the British School at Athens, the National Library of Greece, and the Stavros Niarchos Foundation. These kinds of collaborations are fundamental to the work of the BSA as it works in Greece. It is central for us as a research institution to share our work and make it as accessible as we possibly can at all stages of the process of its development. So what does that mean? It means working together with partners to share resources, to bring different views and perspectives to the material. It means broadening the networks to be as inclusive as we possibly can. And it also means making the material itself and its analysis as openly available as possible. And so through its collaboration with the National Library, we're trying to do as much of that kind of work as we can. And the digital resource, as mentioned by the Ambassador, Digital Finlay, as it's fondly called, will provide scholars and the public with an invaluable resource to draw upon to form their own views and understanding of this important period of Greek history and indeed ideas of Philhellenism. The other key output will, of course, be the volume of essays by experts on Philhellenism and this period of history to be published in the BSA Routledge series. This conference marks the halfway stage of the project that Michalis has been working so hard on. And it's the point where we open it up to this international group to share their expertise as we move forward towards a truly global history of Philhellenism. I would like to end with thanks on behalf of the BSA to Roddy Beaton, our wonderful chair, to John Bennett, who was with Roddy and the Niarchos Foundation, one of the first people to conceive of the plans for this project. I'd like to thank Michalis Soteropoulos, of course, and Emilia Kakisis, who have collaborated themselves so well and worked so hard to make the work that they're doing possible, to make this conference happen. And I would also especially like to thank the Stavros Niarchos Foundation for their ongoing support and the National Library for their generous collaboration. And I would like to now hand over to the chair. Thank you very much.
Εξοχότατε κύριε Πρέσβη, κυρίες και κύριοι, το συνέδριο που εγκαινιάζουμε σήμερα, κατά από τη βαριά σκιά του αδόκητου θανάτου του Γενικού Διευθυντή της Εθνικής Βιβλιοθήκης Ελλάδος, Φίλιππου Τσιμπόγλου, αποτελεί μια σημαντική στιγμή ενός ενεξελίξη ερευνητικού προγράμματος της Βρετανικής Σχολής Αθηνών σε συνεργασία με την Εθνική Βιβλιοθήκη της Ελλάδος, που εκπονείται με τη γενναιόδορη χορηγία του Ιδρύματος Σταύρος Νιάρχος, το οποίο εκπροσωπείται σήμερα εδώ από την κυρία Κλαριδοπούλου και τον κύριο Αλεξόπουλο, εκλεκτούς φίλους και συνεργάτες. Το επιστέγασμα αυτού του τριετούς προγράμματος θα έρθει αφενός με την ολοκλήρωση της καταλογράφησης, της περιγραφής και της ψηφιακής δημοσίευσης αδημοσίευτων τεκμηρίων από τα αρχεία του Greek London Committee, του Finlay και του Hastings, που απόκεινται το πρώτο στην ΕΒΕ και τα άλλα δύο στη Βρετανική Σχολή Αθηνών, και αφετέρου με την έκδοση ενός τόμου μελετών επί του θέματος, πηγή των οποίων θα αποτελέσει και το παρόν συνέδριο. Η επέτειος των 200 χρόνων από την Επανάσταση του 1821 μπορεί να εμποδίστηκε στην Ελλάδα ως προς το εορταστικό και πανηγυρικό σκέλος της από την πανδημία του κορονοϊού, άφησε όμως πλούσια παρακαταθήκη μελετών και εκδόσεων που εμπλούτησαν την κατανόησή μας του ιδρυτικού γεγονότος του νεοελληνικού κράτους. Όταν θα καταγραφεί και θα αποτιμηθεί όλη αυτή η ερευνητική και εκδοτική δραστηριότητα, θα φανεί, διακινδυνεύω να πω, ότι δύο ήταν οι κύριες συμβολές της. Πρώτον, η ερευνητική συνειδητοποίηση ότι χωρίς τη μελέτη των Οθωμανικών αρχείων δεν μπορούμε να προχωρήσουμε πολύ μακριά στη γνώση της τουρκοκρατίας και συνακόλουθα της Επανάστασης, και δεύτερον, ότι η Ελληνική Επανάσταση εγγράφεται στην ευρωπαϊκή ιστορία και αποτελεί σημαντικό γεγονός της. Αυτή τη δεύτερη συμβολή πιστεύω ότι θα την ενισχύσει και το παρόν συνέδριο. Έχω τώρα το ευχάριστο καθήκον των ευχαριστειών. Ευχαριστώ θερμά από την πλευρά της Βρετανικής Σχολής Αθηνών τον Roderick Beaton, τον John Bennett και τον Μιχάλη Σωτηρόπουλο. Αναφέρω αυτούς με τους οποίους συνεργάστηκα εγώ προσωπικά, και από την πλευρά της ΕΒΕ την κυρία Εύη Καπόλη και την ομάδα εκδηλώσεων και ξεχωριστά την κυρία Στεφανή. I wish you a very successful conference. Thank you.
Ευχαριστώ θερμά όλους τους ομιλητές και από μένα βέβαια πολύ εγκάρδιες ευχαριστίες στους εκπροσώπους του Ιδρύματος Σταύρος Νιάρχος, κύριε Αλεξόπουλου που γνωριστήκαμε, και χαιρόμαστε ιδιαίτερα που είστε παρόντες μαζί μας. Όλοι μίλησαν πολύ γενναιόδωρα και για το ερευνητικό μας πρόγραμμα στη Βρετανική Σχολή και για τη συνεργασία και βέβαια για τη φιλοξενία της ΕΒΕ όπου είμαστε. So I was thanking all the speakers, and most particularly and most warmly the representatives from the Stavros Niarchos Foundation who are present with us this morning, and just repeating our very warm thanks to the Stavros Niarchos Foundation. We have a little bit of time in front of us, so may I propose we have a 5-minute break before I call on Dr. Michalis Sotiropoulos to introduce the substance of the conference. Ο κύριος Σωτηρόπουλος θα μας μιλήσει για την ουσία, για το περί τίνος πρόκειται. Ευχαριστώ όλους και ιδίως τους ομιλητές.